If you have a block, great. If not, then you might have to bend your knees in the straight-legged poses, but you should be fine. So we're going to do a lot of standing poses today. So sit up straight. Push your fingertips down, lift your side waist, your side chest. Move your arm bones back to bring your shoulder blades into your back. Keep your shoulder blades pressing into your back ribs as you release your hands to your thighs and close your eyes. Descend your thighs. Balance your weight evenly on your two sitting bones. So you can think of that as your sitting bones, like how you balance your weight. You can also think of that as your shoulders. So if your shoulders are directly over your hips, chances are you'll be evenly on your two sitting bones. Lengthen up through the front of your body. Press your shoulder blades into your back ribs to lift your chest and broaden across your collarbones. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. Take slow, even breaths. Gently open your eyes. And then come over to Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Extend your arms forward. Press your hips back. Turn your upper arms out. And then notice the difference. If you lift your triceps up and roll your arms in, see what that feels like on the neck, the shoulders. And then roll your upper arms out. Pressing strongly through the hands. And see what that feels like on the neck and shoulders. Also, your legs won't move very far, but push them away from each other. And you'll feel something in the hips or the lower back.
And then squeeze them in towards each other. That will have a different effect on the same area. Don't feel that either one of those gets you more deeply into the pose, but it's interesting to feel the effect of the pulling in and the pushing out. Then come up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes underneath, lift your hips high, come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now you can try the same thing here. So take the eye of the elbow towards the floor. And see what that feels like. And then take the eye of the elbow towards the ceiling. And see what effect that has on your neck and your head, your shoulders. And also your ability to push through your hands and lengthen the side of the way. So if the inner elbows are too much pointing towards the floor, you lose some power there. But with the external rotation of the inner elbows facing the ceiling, you get more power to push through your hands and move your hips back. Then go to the other end and squeeze your legs towards each other. No, move them and try to keep the heels. They're most likely not grounded, but try to keep the heels in one place as you pull the legs towards each other. And then push them away from each other. Walk your hands back toward your feet. You can do that again here, where you pull your legs in towards each other. And push them away from each other. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. All right, I'm gonna get good and close to the camera so you can see my feet. There they are. All right, so sit in Baddha Konasana. And then take one foot and place it on top of the other. Let's see. So from above, it looks like that. All right. Bring your heels as close to their own thighs as possible. Take your hands, roll your thighs out. And then if this is fairly comfortable, lean forward. And eventually, your abdomen will touch your heels.
Possibly because you've been at home for so long that your abdomen's getting bigger. Come back up. Back to Baddha Konasana. And then cross the other foot on top. Pull them in. Roll your thighs out. And come forward, whatever amount is appropriate. Come back up. Come to Baddha Konasana again. So feet together, knees apart. They're not sticking. And hold on to the feet. Now, pull your buttocks in and see if that helps you lower your legs down. Then, pull yourself towards your feet. Yes, you can have a blanket under your feet if this is grinding your ankles into the floor. Then come back up. Take your feet in the same position, but bring them forward about a foot and a half. So they're approximately the length of your torso. And then come forward. Come back up. Roll your legs in. And then back to downward facing dog. Push your hands down and forward. Move your thighs back. Release your neck. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Take your arms overhead and Urdhva Hastasana. Upward hands. Feet hip width apart. All right. If you have back trouble, you're going to bring your hands back to your hips. Otherwise, with an exhalation, fold forward. Inhale back up. Exhale forward. Inhale back up. Again, exhale forward. Inhale back up. Exhale forward. As you come forward, extend forward. Push your buttocks towards your heels. Come back up. Exhale, extend forward. Buttocks towards your heels. Inhale up. Last one. Inhale forward. Exhale back up. Release your arms. All right, so we're gonna do some, a lot of the standing poses. Well, not all of them, that would take longer. It takes about an hour and a half to do all of them. So, stand on your mat. Have room to take your feet to the sides, so you may have to turn. There we go. Stand Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back, press your inner feet into the floor as strongly as your outer feet. Press your shoulder blades into your back, lift your chest. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Take your legs wide. All right. So here, we're kind of working on this internal versus external rotation. So take the thumb side of your hand down, and that moves your inner elbow towards the floor. There's both, you can do this both ways, but I mean, so if your thumb is pointing towards me, keep it pointing towards me, but then take it down towards the floor. That's internal rotation. Then lift the thumb back out. And take the thumb away from me, away from the screen. And that's external rotation. And for probably 80% of the poses, they're external rotation in both the shoulders and the hips. So keep this external rotation in the shoulders and just turn your hands to the floor. Then turn your right leg all the way out. This is external rotation. With an exhalation, take your right hand down to the block, to the floor, to your shin, into Utthita Trikonasana. Okay. Now here, you could roll your thighs in, and that would look like this. What I want you to do is roll your thighs out. It's a little easier to do with the back leg, at least at first. So you're tucking the right hip underneath you and rolling from the inner thigh to the outer thigh of both legs. Keep the shoulders externally rotated. Then press through your left foot. Inhale, lift up. Turn your right leg in, turn your left leg out. Reset your shoulders, externally rotate your shoulders, externally rotate your legs to begin, and then keep them there as you come down onto the left. So roll from the inner thighs to the outer thighs. Turn the inner elbows to face the same way your head is facing. The top of your head towards the top of your head, that way, towards your left foot. Press through your right foot, inhale, lift up. Turn your toes to the front. Turn your right leg all the way out. All right. Descend your right leg, your right hip. Virabhadrasana 2. Now imagine you had a weight on your outer right hip and it was pulling you down. Like this. Look down, see if you can see your big toe. You should be able to see your big toe for sure. And then take your knee towards the little toe side of the foot, but not beyond the little toe side. Then keep that, take your right hand down to the block, your left arm up. All right, and with this support, you can even have it on your leg if you don't have a block, all right? It's a little easier to externally rotate the legs. The shoulders should remain externally rotated. That keeps the neck free. Descend a little bit more. Pretend I'm talking to you. And then turn your palm to face the same way the top of your head is facing and bring it out over your head. For Utthita Parshva, extended side angle. Lift your arm back to the ceiling. Press through your left foot. Inhale, lift up. Turn your toes to the front. Take a breath. I will notice if your arms come down. Turn your left leg out. With an exhalation, descend your left hip. And feel that like you had a sandbag right here at the top of the thigh. And the sandbag was pushing down. Look to see if you can see your big toe. And pull back from the outer knee to the outer hip. Descend that thigh. That's good. And keep that. Extend out over your left leg. Bring your left hand down to the block or your leg. And now externally rotate both your legs, although the front leg should receive more attention. And I say that because while the back leg may be out of the pose, the front leg needs more attention because you're more weight bearing in that leg. Then turn your palm to face to the left and reach it out over your head. Then bring the hand back up to the ceiling. Press through your right foot. Inhale, lift up. Turn your feet forward, and then we'll have a little break. Come back to Tadasana. Notice the effect of the standing poses on your hips. Lift your chest and your shoulders. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Step or jump your feet wide. Turn your upper arms out. So your inner elbows face the ceiling. But as your inner elbows face the ceiling, don't push your elbows to the ceiling. So you have to somehow grip the tricep without causing a little mountain in your elbow. As for the hyperextenders in the group. All right, turn your right leg all the way out. Exhale, come back into Utthita Trikonasana. All Okay, take your left hand on your hip, roll your chest towards the ceiling. Bend your front leg. Take your back leg in. Move the block forward. Now it helps to look at the floor at this point for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you can just listen. So press to the big toe side of your foot. Keep your back leg straight and move the weight forward. So the back leg is just floating. Now, externally rotate that front leg and then straighten it. Then, keep that external rotation in the front leg as you open the hips. And turn more and more towards the video. Once you have your balance, and you can do this against the wall as well, you can lift the top arm up. Then bring your hand to your hip, bend your front leg, reach back really far with your back. Straighten your front leg, lift your left arm up. You're back into Trikonasana. Yeah. And then press through your left foot. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet forward. Readjust. Yeah. All right. Turn your left leg all the way up. Exhale, bring your left hand down next to your foot. Bring your right hand out to your waist. Bend your left leg. Step in. All right. So here in this preparatory pose, back leg is straight. Front thigh turns out like it did in Virabhadrasana 2 and actually all the poses. Then you keep that external rotation of the front leg. Don't worry about the hip coming towards the floor. Just keep the external rotation of the front leg as you straighten the front leg. And then, once you can keep the external rotation of the front leg, you can open the pose up to face the video. Then keep that, and lift the top arm up. Bring your hand to your waist, bend your front leg, reach back strongly with your right leg. Come into Parshvakonasana, and then Trikonasana, right arm up. Press through the right heel, inhale, lift up, turn your toes to the front, and step your feet together. Right, take your feet hip width apart, or maybe a little wider if you're less flexible with the hamstrings. Hold on to your elbows, which, I can't remember what this is called, Pada something. And then with an exhalation, unless you have back problems, you'll go here. Fold forward. Lift your quadriceps up. So the legs are still working as the spine releases to the floor, the head is soft, the neck is soft, really. It's not really soft-headed. Change the interlock of the elbows.
Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, lift yourself back up. All right. Okay, Vrikshasana, tree pose. So if you need wall support or chair support, take it. Stand in Tadasana. Balance the weight evenly on your 2 feet. I'm in tile here, so I notice that if I'm here, it's not even because of the grout. Okay. Then, this is a very strong external rotation of the right leg. Keep that. Lift your right leg up. Go from the side. And notice that my leg is not all the way back here. My Padakasana is not bad, but it's not at this point. So my leg's a little bit forward to keep balance in my hips. Get balance in my hips, lost balance in my brain. All right. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Yeah, we're getting there. And extend your arms all the way up. Press to the big toe side of your bottom foot. Squeeze that outer left hip in. Extend through your arms to lift your ribcage more. Then release your arms, release your foot, come back to Tadasana. Turn your left leg out. Lift it up. Externally rotate that thigh, and do that by squeezing the outer left buttock in. At the same time, you have to pull this hip in, the standing leg hip, and bring your hands in front of your chest. Take a few breaths here. And then extend your arms left over your head. Press your arms in towards your head. Use your arms to lift your side waist and your side chest. Press down with the big toe side of your right foot. And then bring your hands back down, bring your foot back down. And you can do a little sticky mat dance. All right, so we're gonna do those standing poses that we did just a while ago, but we're gonna do the revolved. So I'm gonna start facing, showing you my good side. So stand in Tadasana, and I'm gonna do it, because you're facing me, we're facing the same direction. I'm going to do it with my real right, which is over here. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Take your legs wide. Turn your upper arms out. And then turn to the right. So now your hips are facing towards your right foot. And then you're going to turn away from the video. So you're facing your back wall. You can take your left hand down to the block, or your leg, or a chair, or whatever works. Take your right hand to your right hip. Push your right hip back. Roll your right shoulder so it's on top of your left. And then notice that here in these revolve poses, external rotation is really easy to do in the front leg. So give it a little bit of internal rotation by pressing more with the big toe side of the foot. And that will actually free you up to turn more.
And lift your right arm up. Then pressing through the back leg, the left leg, windmill yourself back up so you're back where you started. Turn your left leg all the way out. Turn your right leg in strongly. So now you're facing the short side of your mat. Then turn towards the video. Or no, turn towards, not you, turn towards the back wall. And then take your right hand down to the brick, the left hand to your waist, and turn towards your back wall. So you're in a revolved position. And notice how your knee wants to turn out to face more the little toe side of the foot. So press with the big toe side of the foot. And then we'll bring your leg to neutral. If you're looking down at your knee, you want your knee to face your toes, not just the little toe or not turned out. But at the same time, your hip goes back to give you extension in your spine. Press the right hand down, roll your shoulders back, and lift your left arm up. Then press through your right heel, inhale, lift up. Take your feet together. All right, so I'm going to show real quick where we're going after this. We're going to revolve Parshvakonasana and Archandrasana, revolve. So we're going to come the same way. This time we're going to bend the front leg. And we're going to keep the hand on the big toe side of the foot. So it'll look like this. Then, keeping this hip back, with the knee pointing towards the big toe side of the foot, and bring the block forward, press down, and lift up. Now you may need a taller block for this one. Rotate your chest. Now you'll be facing your back wall when you're done. All right, hand on the hip, reach back to this one, and then back up. All right, so stand with your feet together. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Take your arms and legs wide. Turn to the right. Then bend your front leg, like in Iyengar Prajnas, they call this Vimanasana, which means airplane, apparently. All right, and then take your left hand down to the brick, or the floor, or your shin even, although your shin is probably harder. Roll your chest towards your back wall, and take your right arm over your head. Then bring your right hand back to your hip. Press the big toe side of your right leg. Step in with your left leg. Move the block forward. It should be on the big toe side of your foot. And then straighten the back leg. Lift, straighten both legs. Lift the back leg. Rotate your chest more towards the back of the room. And possibly lift your right arm up for Parivrtta, Ardha Chandrasana. Bring your hand to your hip, bend your front leg, reach back with your left leg. Come into Parivrtta Parshvakonasana. And then pressing through the feet, windmill yourself back up. Release your arms. Take a breath here. Lift your arms. Turn to the left. Bend your front leg, Vimanasana. Bring your right hand onto the brick. Rotate yourself towards your back wall. Take your right arm over your head, extended side angle. Then bring your left hand to your hip. Step your right foot in, bring your right hand forward. Then pressing down with your left big toe. Keep that as you straighten your left leg to lift your right leg up into the air. Rotate more to the back wall. And lift your left arm up. Then bring your left hand to your hip, bend your left leg, step back with your right leg, step back with your right hand, rotate your chest, come into Parivritta Parsvakonasana, and then press the feet. Inhale back up, bring the legs back to Tadasana. Step your feet apart or jump. Take your hands on your hips, take your elbows back, or Prasarita Padottanasana. So point your elbows towards the wall behind you, lift your chest. With an exhalation, fold forward, about halfway down, look forward, yeah. Then bring your hands to the ground or to the blocks or whatever is nearby. Dog. And then bend your elbows, lower your head towards the floor. You can have support under your head. You can grab some blankets or pillows or use a couch. Or some blocks. Now, earlier I talked about pulling in and pushing out, and you can try that here. Just feel the inner and outer hip. Walk your hands forward. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, lift back up. And step your feet back together. All right. So, in a different kind of format, usually when we're in class, we do some headstand and handstand, and then later in the class, we do shoulder stand. But because everyone has like different props at home and different levels of practice, I want you to get upside down in some way. So that could be taking a block or no block and placing it under your hips and coming into a supported bridge. That could be standing on your hands. That could be standing on your head. Remember, if you do headstand, you have to do some sort of shoulder stand or bridge. So I'm going to do what I normally do, which is a fairly short headstand, and then a handstand, and then a shoulder stand, all fairly short in the interest of time. And so if you want to do it with me, great. If you just want to put your legs up the wall for a little while and rest your legs, since we did so many standing poses, or looking at your watch. I will start with headstand. I place my elbows directly under my shoulders. I interlock my fingers, and today will be a right thumb on top day. I place my head between my hands, walk in, and then with a little hop, lift up,
I usually stay for a little while in the bent knee phase, mostly because I like it. But it helps me move my hips forward and my knees back. And then I lift my legs up. Now here, after I've been working on my forearms and balancing between my right and left forearm, my head, finding the balance there, drawing my shoulder blades up the back, and I can start thinking about my legs, and I can squeeze them together and see how that affects the pose. And I can also pull them apart. Now this is a little harder to do, to try to keep them both together and apart, pulling them apart. But you can feel that they activate on the outsides of the thighs. So if you were in any other pose, you could still do this. So if you're having your legs at the wall, you can put a strap around your legs and push them apart and pull them together. Or if you're in Tadasana, you can do the same thing. It's a little easier to feel with your feet on the ground. And whatever pose you're in, keep your jaw soft. Rest your tongue. Press down with the big toe side of your foot, or press up with the big toe side of your foot. And for me, I'm going to come down. Take a few breaths in child's pose. And then we're going to come to handstand. You know, Marsha, I told you you didn't need a wall, but you could stay in headstand, and you got pretty good practice with headstand. So left leg forward today. And slam into the wall. Squeezing my legs together. Yeah, tight, that looks good. Keep that back leg straight as you kick it. There you go. No. For a second there, I thought, who is that just standing there? It's me. All right, I'll kick with the other leg. Left, this is right. Oops, I'll move my hand at the same time. There you go. And then Tadasana, for me, I like to do it, I like to work my legs. So I do it without support. And I'm just trying to get through these. Actually, I'll put a blanket under my shoulders. It takes a while to set up shoulder stand. And I actually didn't bring the blankets into this room to do it, so I'm going to just have that. Maybe I'll block. I press my feet down, lift my hips up, and roll my shoulders under. Press down with the big toe side of my feet. That keeps the outer hips working, even though they don't appear to be working. They seem a little gelatinous.
So I squeeze my legs in towards each other, and then push them out away from each other. And just feeling the effects those two things have on the pose. Again, it's still harder to push out without anything to push against. Press my upper arms into the floor to lift my chest higher. Keep my neck and throat soft. And for a little variation, I'm going to lift my hips, put a block underneath my hips, and lift my legs into the air. So this is kind of a, I guess, a poor man's Viparita drawing, except you have to work the legs quite a bit more because they're not resting against the wall. So by pressing my upper arms into the floor, I keep my chest well lifted. And then I work on, while I'm working on the arms, I keep my neck and throat soft so they're not working, other than my blathering on. Frequently, when I'm practicing at home, I close my eyes a lot. So this is more like you're practicing with me in my house than coming to a class. Although I don't talk this much, for sure, when I'm practicing by myself, if at all. Just for fun, I'm going to bring one leg down, stretch out that pose a little bit. See if I can keep that leg straight. I feel like it's not completely straight, but I'm trying. And then switch legs. And bring both legs to the floor. Give breath there. Lift my hips and slowly lower my hips to the floor. And walk to your side and come back up to seated. Sit in Dandasana, so if you need a little height for Dandasana, you can sit on a blanket that looks like this. If not, we're going to go into Janu Shirshasana. Press your thighs down, spread through the balls of the feet. And reach behind your right thigh. Roll your right thigh out. So we've been working mostly on external rotation. So this is definitely an externally rotated pose of the right leg. This leg is neutral. Then turn towards the straight leg. And in fact, I think that Soko is taking her hand across her leg and turning more towards the straight leg. Because it's hard to get your torso in front of your leg. Then keep that and take both hands to the straight leg and pull yourself forward. You might be able to reach your foot. You might just reach your shin. So keep externally rotating your right leg as you pull on your left. If your knee is way up, you might need to put a little support underneath it. You can come further forward, abdomen to thigh. If you have your foot, you're going to hold either side of the foot and lift your elbows up. And then bring your head down. So even though you're coming forward, you have to bring your awareness to your bent knee and roll that thigh back and down. Inhale, lift up, and come back up to Dandasana. Reach underneath your left leg, roll that thigh back, pull the heel in, and then turn away from the left leg. You can keep externally rotating the left leg by pushing the outer thigh down. So keep that and turn towards your straight leg. Hold onto your straight leg and lift your chest. Then possibly holding onto the foot, keep your chest lifted. If that's going well, take your abdomen to your thigh, elbows up, forehead down. Keep externally rotating your left leg, pressing your right leg down into the floor. Inhale, come back up. Straighten both legs out. Now we're going to do it again. So roll your right leg back. Now my heel is right next to my thigh. If that isn't possible with your hips, you keep your heel towards your opposite thigh, more like tree pose. All right. Then turn towards your straight leg, turn a little further. Now we're going to come into it a different way. So lift your arms up. This is more traditional. Lengthen up and keep that length as you come forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then once you have the foot, hold on to the foot, bend your elbows, and go down. So a lot of home practice for me is just noticing what happens when I try to do this or when I try to do that. And so, you know, you guys have been coming to my class enough to know that I don't usually approach the poses with the arms up. It does give you something, it gives you length in the torso. But it causes me to grip my thighs and it actually keeps me from coming further in. So we're gonna come out the same way we came in, extend the arms forward, and lift the arms up, extend up, release the arms down. Extend your right leg forward, bend your left leg, roll that thigh back, bring the heel in wherever is appropriate. Keep rolling the left thigh back, turn to the right. Face your straight leg, lift your arms up. Press your thighs down to lift up more. Keep that as you come forward. Extend, extend, extend forward. Then reach what you're going to reach. And pull yourself more deeply in. Just both thighs down, lift your elbows up. Extend your arms forward, inhale, lift up. Release your arms down, extend your legs. Now take your legs wide, Upadi Sukhanasana. Press your thighs down, have your shins, your knees pointing towards the ceiling, so the legs aren't turning out like this, they're turning in like this. Be on the center point of your heels. So this is one of the ones that's not external or internal. Right in the center. We haven't done any internal really. Then take your hands to your shins, lift your chest, and then just slide yourself forward. Press the outsides of your thighs into the floor, especially if you're more flexible. You can try this. Marsha and I are doing this. If your elbows reach the floor, you can act like you're a little kid watching TV or something. All right, walk your hands back in. Take your legs forward. All right. So for some twist, I'm going to sit on height because that's appropriate for me. So I sit on a tri-folded blanket. You don't have to sit on anything. And we're going to do Mrichasana 1 and Mrichasana 3. Let's see. Well, bend your left leg. So from Dandasana, bend your left leg. Then take your hands onto your left leg and push that knee into towards the hip. If you're on height, you may need a block behind if you're a member of the T-Rex Club. Okay. Keep that knee pressing down. Take your right arm to the outside of your leg. Press into your leg. And you're turning to the left because I got my directions confused. So you're turning away from the bent knee. That's Mrichasana 1. So here, now part of the class we've been working on squeezing the legs together and pushing them apart. Here it's really easy to take that leg out. So the bent knee leg. So push down to the big toe side of the foot and push it against the arm so you can turn more. Bob, I think you're doing Mrichasana 3. Right, that's 3. 1 is open. Oh, we're doing 3 too, so we're not doing 2. We're just doing 1 and 3. All right, so you're going to keep the same leg bent. Reach around with the, this would be your left arm, and turn to the right. And you may be able to hook your elbow, and you may not. But turn towards the bent knee. Yes. And now you can push the knee into the hand to help you turn more, or into the elbow. You see how that works? If you push out, it turns you more. And return to the center. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left leg. Hold on to the knee and push your knee in towards your hip. And so first we're going to the open twist, so we're going towards the straight leg side. So I bring my arm on the inside of my knee, in which case this is your left, and I'm going to turn to the right. And now I push my knee against my arm, and that helps me turn more, and also activates that leg, makes it work a little harder, a little more of a working twist than just a flopping around on the floor twist. So I'm pushing down with the big toe of my bent knee and squeezing my knee towards my arm to turn more. Then I return to the front and take the other arm around the knee, the other hand behind, rotate towards the bent knee side this time, so this is to your left. And then I'm going to push the knee either into the elbow or into the hand, and that's going to help me turn more. And then return to the front, both legs forward. So Paschimottanasana. You can slide your hands down your legs and come forward. So if you're on height, this will be a little bit easier than it normally is, since I didn't bother getting off the height. Press your thighs down. Then release your feet. Bend your knees, lie back onto your mats. For Shavasana. Center yourself on your mat. Roll your shoulders under. Again, external rotation in the arms. And then as you take your legs out, your legs will almost naturally externally rotate. Press the weight of your body into the floor. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. Allow yourself to rest here. The class won't end any faster by thinking of all the things you have to do. Just be here and focus on your breath.
Movement of air into your nostrils, out.
Take your time. Deepen your breath. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. Roll a little further to your right side and lift yourself back up. Take your arms wide, lift your chest. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Think of something you're grateful for. Namaste.
Thank you, Marie. That was great.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Mary.
Mary.
Thank you, Mary. That was really nice.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Take care.